Thank you, Fred. That was beautiful.
You're welcome.
You said
Hi, Carey.
It's all warmed up from Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, I just want to tell you that we would be all remiss if I didn't acknowledge everyone who did and participated in that wonderful Christmas Eve service. It was so heart-opening. And you know who you are, besides just Fred. Fred knows that there's a bunch of people behind us, but we just want to thank you. And I'd like to invite everyone to just bless them with me as we say, we love you, we bless you, and we appreciate you. And we behold Christ as you. Thank you so much. So, I guess I should introduce myself. I'm Reverend Carey, and I'm the Associate Minister here at Unity Church of Overland Park. And I am so grateful that each one of you are joining us this morning for our live streaming as we continue. So please feel free to like, share, and comment from whatever platform you are sharing. Reverend Jackie is taking some well-deserved time with her family this weekend. And Tiffany Crabtree, hi Tiffany.
Hello. Hi everybody.
And will be helping me out this morning. And returning from his Christmas gig with the UCOP band, Carey Swope will be our musician today. So we've got all kinds of good stuff coming up for us. Reverend Bobby Kaiser is known for his always can't do that. Is always known for his upbeat personality and wonderful remodeling at Unity Village. And he is going to be preparing us for our Burning Bowl ceremony next week as he speaks from the Daily Word, take the best and leave the rest. So I'm very excited that you're all here to join us today. In Unity, we honor all paths to God. And we believe that all people are born in original blessing. We honor and affirm people of all creed and color, ability, sexual orientation, and gender expression. We preach, teach, and believe in your wholeness as the beloved child of God, and we value the gift of diversity in this world. We come together each week to remember and remind each other who we are and whose we are. So I have lit the Christ candle that symbolizes that Christ light always present and brightly shining in each one of us. As we move into a deeper awareness of the light we are, let's affirm one of Unity's foundational statements of truth. Together, let's say, opening our hearts fully and completely, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God, the source of all good. And now, Tiffany, would you please share with us our vision?
I will. Good morning, everybody. Will you join with me today as we join with Unity churches all across our country, really all across the globe, in a shared vision for who we are and what we have come here to do. So together, a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening.
And we also are very grateful for our new spiritual home that empowers us to fulfill our mission. So let's affirm this truth as if it just happened yesterday, knowing that we are in the now creative moment right here, right now, as we pull ourselves into the fullness of the experience of the Christ. And we affirm we are grateful for our new spiritual home that empowers us to fulfill our mission. And now I invite you to settle in even more deeply as we hear the word release for our last Sunday of the year 2020. I take the rest, I take the best, and leave the rest. My experiences of this past year have brought the gifts of insight, new perspectives, many chances to grow and stretch myself, and perhaps the opportunity to develop a skill that serves me in my work or brings greater enjoyment to my leisure time. Some experiences have been painful or difficult. These too have offered their gifts. I accept all that has come my way with gratitude. I bless it all. I find the gifts and release what no longer serves my growth. Assured that God is my dependable source, I release any pain of a financial setback. In the joy of restored health, I release any memory of illness. Grateful for all the modes of connection, I release any pain of loneliness, and I move forward feeling lighter, cleansed, and renewed for my journey forward. And from Isaiah 43:18, I hear, "Do not remember the former things or consider the things of old." And so now I invite you to go even more deeply into that space, into that full awareness of that Christ within that was just reborn through our commitment last Thursday evening. That realization of the Christ that is always within us is now present, fresh and new. So I invite you to take a nice deep breath and land in this space, this point of creation right here, right now. And we allow ourselves to just feel whatever we are feeling in this moment as we come to the close of 2020. The good, the bad, the ugly. For it is now simply a memory, and we choose now to let go and move forward. To know that we have been blessed through everything that we have been experiencing in ways that in some ways we still can't even see. But there have been many lessons learned. And so we open our hearts in gratitude, knowing that in spirit, it is all good. Sometimes we can't see that good, but we know that in the great picture of God, eternity, and the kingdom of heaven, there is peace and grace and light. So we enter into that place. And we allow ourselves to hear in the music and in the words that are spoken, the inspiration to go forward with our hearts uplifted, our minds cleansed. We are so grateful for this time together. Each one of you here, present with us, knowing that as we express our light as God expressing in the world, we shine a light that can shine away the darkness. So we embrace that truth as we move forward in our service today. Grateful for what is coming forward. And we say, thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Carey. It was a beautiful, very grounding prayer. Thank you so much. And we also want to say that this is a time in our service where we can bless our love offerings. So we want you to know that we do recognize love offerings as love in manifesting in so many different forms. Of course, your financial blessings, but also the blessings that you give this community of your time and your talent and your prayers. Every single bit of that is greatly, greatly appreciated. And so together, can we bless our love offering. We know that you may have been sending money in a variety of different ways. Of course, I think you know that you can donate online. You can go through Tithely. You can do a direct deposit. But if you're sending a check today, or you can please send it to 535 North Merlin Road, Suite A in Olathe. Or you can go to ucup.org/giving to make an online donation. And no matter what your donation, we're feeling extraordinarily grateful. And we just really take a moment to envision all of that love and support, and however it was manifested, just reaching out through our community, supporting us through this season, but also through our city and out into the world. And we know that we are blessed. So please, everybody, join me in our love offering blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am joy-filled and grateful. And so now I'd like to introduce our singer today, Terry Swope. So come on in. Oh, I'm sorry. Nope, I messed it up. Is it Terry? Is that where I'm going? Yes, it's Terry Swope. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. We're going to open up our hearts here. That's what they're for. All right. This day was made for freedom. This day was made for peace. This day ought to last forever. Ooh, what sweet relief. How can it be we're still so lost? And how can it be we're living this way at such a cost? Don't let fear lead you to the floor. Surrender and you're so much more. Just open up your heart. That's what it's for. That's what it's for. This world is full of wonder. This world is full of strife. You get to share all those you forgive in life, and all those folks outside you don't. It doesn't matter if they're rich or poor. Just give them all your love. That's what it's for. That's what it's for. That's Kid Reverend, yo. Yeah. Why not reflect the beauty? Why not feel overjoyed? We're walking on a path that's worthy. It feels good to be self-employed. Don't you know it's up to me? It's up to you, yeah. Over and over again, you know I find that true. So sanctify your life. Sanctify your life. Sanctify your life. 'Cause that's what it's for. That's what it's for. That's what it's for. Woo, that's what it's for.
Ooh. Thank you, Terry. That's what it's for. Absolutely. And now I'm so excited to be able to introduce to you Reverend Bobby Kaiser. I've known Bobby for a few years now, and he's the kind of fella that always greets you with a smile and a hug and just sees the bright side of everything. He is such a gift. So I invite you now to sit back and get ready to get juiced up for the new year as Reverend Bobby Kaiser helps us to take the best and leave the rest. Reverend Bobby Kaiser.
Good morning from Louisville, Kentucky. I feel so blessed. One of my dreams was to speak at the Unity Church of Overland Park, and I thought I would have to be there to do it. Who knows? You know what can happen in life, right? Things change, things happen, and we never know when they're going to work to our good. And I have to tell you, Reverend Carey King, as I was sitting here getting excited about doing this service, I have to tell you that I got super emotional just when I heard that reminder that we are all perfect, just like we are. You opened my heart for this message, and thank you for opening the church for that message. We are so blessed to be a part of a movement called Unity. And what a year it has been, right? I mean, what a crazy year. Who would have ever dreamed a year ago from now that we would be going through what we went through over the last year and are still going through a lot? My goodness, I can remember back in February, I thought I had the job of my dreams. And then in the middle of February, I'm no longer working at Unity World headquarters. It devastated me. Just a few weeks later, COVID sets in and the world gets hit by storm for this horrible virus. In the middle of this, of course, I had a house that I had just purchased, of course, right in the middle of this. And I had just gutted half of it. So I had a house that was half completed. And then I had to make some decisions. I had to make some decisions at that time. What am I going to do now? Am I going to find a new job in Kansas City, or am I going to do something different? So I had all of these challenges that were hitting me at the time. I know I had to make a decision of moving back with my parents, which is ultimately what I decided, because I knew that it was a good move to be with my parents in their final years. You know, even worse, I had to determine what my new career was going to look like. So that's just a small piece of my life for this year. So what about you? What things have happened in your life that have been crazy challenges, things that have made our lives literally in chaos and turmoil? Well, I want you to know that as we move into 2021, there are some options. You don't have to carry an airplane worth of baggage with you from 2020. No, you don't have to. Welcome to today's talk. I take the best and leave the rest. I take the best and leave the rest. Now, of course, I didn't want you to think I copied that entire title off the Daily Word, which I did. But I called my dear friend, and she was my BFF in the seminary there when I was at Unity Village for those 3 years. And I called Reverend Teresa Burton, the editor of the Daily Word, and I said, girl, I want to use your Daily Word on the 27th. And I said, tell me what it means to you. Tell me about it. Tell me what is that Daily Word release about? And she said, you know, it's about tools and it's about bringing out the best you can be. So I changed the title. I said, I take the best and leave the rest so I can be juicy in 2021. Yeah, see, that's what we have to be, is juicy. Who has time for mediocre or recovery? I want to be juicy going forward, and I believe you do too. So, we've had this very beautiful 4 weeks of the Advent, right? With faith, peace, love, and joy. We focused the last 4 weeks on what those are about and how we can use those gifts to move forward from the Christ rebirth, which is how we see Christmas, as a rebirth of our spirit, so that we can move forward into the year with even more gifts of faith, peace, love, and joy. When I heard the song, Oh Holy Night, I knew something was special about it this year, but my friend Patty Bussey from Unity Village reminded me that the thrill of hope, a weary world rejoices. And isn't that kind of where we are this year? We have a thrill of hope, but we're weary. You see, we're very weary right now, but we still rejoice to that thrill of hope. So, how do we keep that thrill of hope throughout 2021? How do we make sure that we maintain that balance of faith, peace, love, and joy so that we can show up and show up juicy in 21? Well, I'll tell you how it is. We have got some tools at Unity that are amazing, and they're called the 12 powers. Now, for those of you that are watching, and I know I have some friends, hello, Mark from Palm Harbor, and mom and dad, and we've got some people watching all over the country that may not exactly know all about Unity and the 12 powers. So I'm going to share some stuff with you from Truth Unity, which is a website that you can always go to and find out more information about Unity. It says the 12 powers provide a system for soul growth, for our soul to grow. They are spiritual tools for creating a life that is, as the Apostle Paul said, no longer storm-tossed by difficulties and challenges our faith. So in other words, they're there so that we can work through the chaos and the madness more grounded, more settled in the truth of who we are, which is a faithful servant. Our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, he developed these systems, and he reminds us that our minds can be a link to God through these powers. Now, these powers, as Charles Fillmore saw them, were wisdom and love and strength and faith and imagination, order, understanding, will, power, zeal, release, and life itself. You see, with these powers, if we use them properly, we're able to delve through life in a much more level playing field and not so roller coaster. And so I chose 3 powers that I believe that'll be instrumental in us moving forward into 2020, helping us to be a little more grounded, to be more balanced, and to be able to really enjoy and be juicy in 2021. So, but you know what? I have to have some tools. Some people call me Bob the Builder, so I have to have my tools. And so, so I've got my. Let me just get my. This is my juicy toolbox. Do you like it? Isn't it great? So yeah, we have to have juicy tools. See, we can't start out the year and not be empowered with things to help us, support us. And that's what I love about Unity. We have these wonderful tools. So let's just reach in here. And if you've got a 12 powers toolbox, you need to dust it off and pull it out, okay? Because this is the year you're going to need it. But let's go into our first power and what I think we can use to be able to make this year more juicy. All right. So first, we're going to get into release. Okay, this is Renee the Releaser. Now, Renee I know she looks angry. She's really not angry. She's screaming and she's letting go. She's releasing all the energy from having COVID issues all year long, right? I mean, maybe we want to do that sometime. I was watching a show last night where all the people, when they got upset, they just screamed into a pillow. So I think that's what she needs to do. This is Renee. And so, the release as a power at Unity is a power where we can let go of any limiting beliefs, any ideas that don't serve us. It's a spiritual release. Now, that doesn't mean we can't release other things in our lives. And sometimes we need to do that, right? I've had to release a few people from my life. Maybe we have to release a few items from our life that's holding us back. You see, once we practice release, then it becomes a cleansing. We can let go and release all these things that are not serving us so that we can move forward. Because I truly believe if we don't release and we hold ourselves victim to things, including it could be COVID, it could be whatever, all the junk that I've had all year, I have really had to work hard to release and let go. Losing unity at the headquarters, that was a huge thing for me. Mentally, I didn't want to let go. So I had to really practice. I used a few pillows to scream into before I could let go and realize there's a bigger divine plan for me that I have to follow. But I can't take the baggage with me. Because if I hang on to that and don't release it, I am never going to be able to be set free from that so that I can move into my true juicy divinity, right? So that's what we have to do. Now, so let's affirm right now together. I always like to affirm where we are in things. And so let's affirm right now the title of that daily word today together. I want to affirm it with you. I take the best and leave the rest. Together. I take the best and leave the rest. Let's do it one more time and with conviction. I take the best and leave the rest, because that's the most important part of this talk. We can't move forward without releasing. So I invite you as you're going forward in the year to release. And how do we do that? How do we release? So we're going to want to become more grounded in our spiritual principles. And if pray, of course, prayer is the first thing, meditation. But I have to tell you, just becoming present to your life of what's going on and noticing when there's things that are not serving you or that are not good for you, that you're able to go, you know what? I release that and I let that go so that I can move forward in my life. So let's move forward into our next tool. All right, our next tool in the Builder Bob toolbox is faith. Faith, one of our gifts we got through the Advent. Now, once we release the idea that ideas do not serve us anymore, we have to focus on this juicy tool of faith. You see, I know for me, when I lost my job, I thought, what's here for me? What am I going to do next? I started really losing. I started building up fear and doubt, and all of those things were really hard on me. It was a huge shift in who I was at the moment, but I knew ultimately that there was a bigger plan, and that came through faith. That came through faith from the people around me who were supporting me, saying, there's bigger things ahead of you. Believe in this, believe in yourself. I know, I thought starting a new career, I thought, how am I going to do this? I'm 55 years old. I've already had 3 careers. Is that what I need, is another career? And then I looked at a president-elect who just went into office at 78 years old. And I thought, who am I to think at 55, I can't start over when this person is going to be running our country at 78 years old? You see, we have to have faith, that kind of faith in ourselves to be able to move forward. I know my mom, when I moved back here, the first thing I did was talk her into buying a new house. I wanted her to free herself from some of the old things that was in her life and release and let go of that old house and a lot of things that were in it. And I was reminded just the last couple of days when I was doing this message of the faith it must have took in her for me to be able to trust me that this was a good decision in her life. I mean, it's tough. And I didn't realize until I was doing this move with her, how difficult moving can be when you get in your 80s, close to your 80s, and my dad almost close to his 90s. And it really is a tough thing. And so I feel gratitude for the faith that she had in me. How has your faith been challenged this year? How has your faith been keeping you from being juicy because of all the madness going on, right? I mean, it happens when we get in the middle of all this. fear and doubt, we can lose our faith. So how do we go forward in 2021 becoming juicy faithful, right? Really super full of faith. Well, I'm going to tell you, I think one of the first things is to surround yourself with other people who are faithful. You see, you need to be with faithful people to become faithful. My mom always taught me, you are who you hang around. So I suggest you go out and you find people who are believing and having faith that's juicy faith so that you can feel what they've got. Let them rub off on you. See, that faith will help you become faith in action. And then you also, again, will need spiritual practices, whether it's just prayer or meditation or, again, just becoming present. See, once you become present in your very, very moment, you have an opportunity. But if your mind is constantly full of anxiousness, you are never going to be able to settle down, calm down. Trust me, I am a perfect example of that. Through years of therapy, counseling, spiritual direction, I still struggle in becoming present so that I can feel the faith that I have, the faith that I am, and the faith that I can share. Will you affirm with me that our faith creates our world and it is good? My faith creates my world and it is good. Let's do that again with conviction. My faith creates my world and it is good. And let's hold on to that affirmation as we move forward into 2021. Now, I've got one more juicy tool for you because it's always good to have three of everything, right? And the next tool is strength. Now, I'm not talking about necessarily muscles, even though we do have a little muscle guy here. I'm talking about spiritual strength. I'm talking about strength that allows you to stay the course. You see, when we are challenged by life and trying to navigate through all the chaos and madness that sometimes it presents to us, we have to remember that God is everywhere present in the light and in the dark. So believe me, while it's hard to be challenged by this, we have to keep our strength knowing that God was in every bit of this. I know for me in the end, I have many epiphanies. Things have happened the last year for me that would have never happened without the COVID and all of the challenges that have been presented to me in this last year. I've had to set boundaries when I came back. That's another way of strengthening yourself by making sure you keep boundaries. And it's hard to stay in those because sometimes we want to veer off from that and let go of those things that we know are the right and perfect things for us. I've even, and I know it's spiritual, but I also believe physical works right into this. And that is, I was starting to feel a little depressed right at the end of this year. And so I turned my closet into, I have a little walk-in closet, and I turned it into a workout room. And I started going in there. I don't have a lot of workout things. So I started watching Denise Austin workout. And next thing you know, I'm doing aerobics and I'm doing this, getting stronger, right? I'm using my strength, my physical strength to help my mental strength. And now I've done that for 6 weeks and I can't tell you the power. So if you don't leave here with anything today, but this, make sure you start taking action to start building and stay in strength to do that. I mean, how has this year challenged you in your strength? Can you think of things that's gone this year that you went, man, it was so hard to stay the course through that? Life is tough. I'll tell you, it is. And this year has presented it in a way that's made it so difficult to stay in strength with our thoughts, our beliefs, our faith. It's really, really been difficult. Will you affirm with me that we are a tower of grace and strength? Say together, I am a tower of grace and strength. One more time with conviction. I am a tower of grace and strength. Now, of course, the toolbox has a couple of other items in it because what's a toolbox if it's not all filled up? So I love metaphors. They're one of my favorite things. And I love juicy. Anybody that knows me, for years I've used the word juicy. I just, I just don't want. I want to be juicy. That's it. And so this orange to me was just a perfect metaphor of juicy, right? Because if you think about this orange and what it is, it's got a skin on it, right? A nice thick skin, and or at least this one does. This orange maybe has a little thinner skin, right? But what I think about this orange, this skin is very similar to what's happened to us over this last year. We build up a skin or a mask of of all these things of fear and doubt and mistrust and challenges in our life from our health and people around us health. So we built up this skin that, if we don't pull it back, we're not going to get to juicy, right? We're not going to get to juicy. So what you have to do is you have to start peeling off the skin. And inside of that is this beautiful, sweet juiciness, that Christ truth, that consciousness of Christ that we are expressing. But if we have a skin over it, we're limited by that. So we have to release that skin, open up that juicy, and get that juicy squirting out all over the world, right? We have to let that go. And down in there is those seeds of faith, that potential that we can use when we become challenged and our strength becomes weary. We remind ourselves there's always those seeds of potential down in there that will allow us to regrow and refocus on releasing and faith and strength. As we come up with ways in 2021 to remind ourselves to be juicy, I came up with a couple that I think you'll really like. The first one I came up with, I'm going to wear some shirts this year. This one is kind of my juicy cocktail. I guess you could say if none of this stuff works, just have a cocktail. And I'm kidding. Don't take me serious, okay? But I do love this little juicy cocktail. I thought it was so cute. And every time I wear it, I'm going to remind myself to be juicy, right? But this is my favorite. This one really does apply to me, and I think you'll really, really like it because I'm truly a juicy fruit. Don't be jealous that I have a juicy fruit shirt. They were hard to find, okay? So anyway, how can you be juicy in 2021? How can you focus on that true sweet spirit, that's true Christ consciousness that you really are? You see, peel back that skin and those ideas that don't serve us and those limiting beliefs, and expose that juicy, overcoming all the fears and doubts. And let's start squirting our divine nature all over the world on those around us so that we can become sticky with faith and strength. I think that might be my saying for 2021. Let's get sticky. I wish each and every one of you a super fabulous, juicy new year. Thank you for allowing me to be here. Amen. We'll move into meditation next. And so it's in that spirit that we open our hearts and minds to the ideas of release. We see ourselves in 21 right now as letting go. We feel our body as we release, as we've let go of those ideas that don't serve us. And doesn't that feel good? Doesn't that feel calming and relaxed? We let go of anything that's in our path. And we feel that freedom that warms our heart as we become faithful. We know that faith is that beautiful space that we can trust. It's that blind faith. Doesn't that feel great? Being in faith, being in service, being in love. And we do this with strength. We feel strong. We feel empowered as we go forth into this new year. We open our hearts and minds to all that is coming to us. And we feel grounded. We feel loved as we've released, become faithful and strong in our spirits. We allow ourselves to feel love. We take all of those divine gifts of faith, peace, love, and joy from our Christmas Advent, and we put all this together. And right now, we start feeling a spirit of excitement. We feel a juiciness about our spirit that we haven't felt in a while. And we hold on to that. We hold on to that feeling, that love. And then we go out and share it with the world. Let us hold on to that idea as we take a few moments in the silence. And so it is. Amen. And so it is. Amen.
Rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Let spirit flow, let it flow. Rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Show me the kingdom wherever I go. Rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Let spirit flow, let it flow. Rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Show me the kingdom wherever I go. All right, everybody, sing with me. Come on. Rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Come on now. Rise up, oh my soul. Let spirit flow. Yes, let it flow. Rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Show me the kingdom wherever I go. All right. Rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Let spirit flow. Yes, let it flow. and show me the kingdom wherever I go. Come on, show me the kingdom wherever I go. Show me the kingdom wherever I go.
Wow. Okay. So thank you, Terry Swope, for rocking it as always. Love it. And thank you, Reverend Bobby, for a great talk. Here's what I wrote down. Well, I wrote down a lot of things, but I wrote down, how can you be juicy in 2021? Juicy with Christ consciousness, bursting with Christ consciousness. So thank you. That was an incredible takeaway. And now we just have a few announcements. So as always, we will have our Zoom coffee time right after the service. So click on to your Zoom link and then just put this ID 376-922-0711 in there. Everybody's welcome, whether you're joining us for the first time or many times, or you always join us for coffee time, or you have never ventured onto coffee time with us. We'd love to see you. Let's see what kind of juicy action is happening today after the service. And Reverend Bobby will be joining us, so it would be nice to get to know him a little bit. And let's see, we also want to remind everybody that the UCOP kids will be meeting today on Zoom with Miss Clarissa. And so if you'd like more information about what the kids are up to, just go to our UCOP Facebook page. You'll find the link and more information there. Also, this is a Sunday that the YOU, which right now in our church is a wide age range of 12 all the way through 18. So if you have teenagers, basically 13 through 18 or 12 through 18, please consider joining. Jim Crabtree and also the Andrews will lead those Zoom meetings every other week. So today's Zoom, you can also get more information about how to log in on our Facebook page. And wanted to remind everybody to check out our how to kind of sign up for our e-newsletter. Specifically, you'll be getting information about Womankind. This is an event with live music, conversation, creating sanctuary, facilitated in large part by our very own Jackie Fernandez. It is a joint effort with Unity Temple on the Plaza. So how cool is that we're joining together in this time with another vibrant Unity community right here in the Kansas City area to bring this incredible dialogue. So tickets are $15. It starts Wednesday, January 6th. It will be online. It's at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. And so be sure to register for that. You'll find more information in the link to register in our e-newsletter, which I think everybody knows now. But if you do not know, or if you are not receiving it, or if you used to receive it and you need to receive it again, please go to our website, ucop.org, scroll down to, on that main homepage, scroll to the bottom of the page. You'll just click on subscribe to newsletter, fill in some information, and you'll be getting that newsletter every Friday, and again with some reminders on Sunday morning. And so I'd like to invite everybody to stay for just a few more minutes. We'll do our prayer for protection. We'll be praying out. We'll enjoy another song by Terry Swope, and then we'll lead everybody off into our Zoom time. Hi, Carey, you're back with us.
I am. Hi, Tiffany.
Hello, hello.
Oh, so, shall we do the prayer for protection?
Let's do it.
Tiffany, did you want to lead that?
You can lead it, Carey. Go ahead.
Okay, you ready? Everybody, let's affirm this. Big, strong, juicy. You ready? The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well. Oh, we are so blessed. And then please join me in affirming Unity Church of Overland Park's mission. It is powerful, and we claim it. Please say with me, Unity Church of Overland Park transforms lives and empowers people to make a difference in the world. You gotta love that. Hold on to that truth. And again, please remember that if you would like to connect with us afterwards, that Zoom ID number is 376-922-0711. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of juiced up people there. Next Sunday, Reverend Jackie returns as we release 2020 during one of our most powerful services, the Burning Bowl. Please bring that dissolvable paper, sheet of stationery, and the 2 envelopes from the holiday services bag. And you might want to have a little bowl of water with you also for that dissolvable paper. We will also be coming back, welcoming back Amy Steinberg as our musical guest. So I'm excited for all of that. And then please join me bright and early on Thursday morning, this Thursday at 6 a.m., New Year's Eve. Please feel free to stay in your pajamas too. You don't even have to put on your makeup. You don't have to show your video face. Just come and join me for the World Peace Meditation. I've been doing this meditation for years, and we get to do this at 6 a.m. because people around the world at noon Greenwich time, which of course is different all around the world, are praying the same meditation with us. So please join us in spreading that light of healing around the globe. The meeting ID and password are in the e-news, so please sign up for that if you haven't already been getting it, and please join me. I know that it will be a powerful, powerful experience, even if you're in your pajamas at home at 6 a.m. And please join us now in watching and hearing our wonderful Terry Swope sing his closing song, Something Wonderful.
Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Body, I can feel it in my soul, I can feel it in my heart, yeah, and it won't let go. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Yeah, something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. And I can feel it in my body, and I can feel it in my soul, I can feel it in my heart, yeah, and it won't let go. Something wonderful, yeah, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. And all this love inside, we can let it shine. Wonderful, yeah, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful. right, everybody, sing with me. Come on. Rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Come on now. Rise up, oh my soul. Let spirit flow. Yes, let it flow. Rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Show me the kingdom wherever I go. All right. Rise up, oh my soul.